Hi people, welcome to 365 days of mindfulness. Tips and quotes. Tips: contribute an hour daily towards your hobby. If you have multiple hobbies, divide your time equally along the week. Quote: a hobby a day keeps doldrums away. Phyllis McGinley. Let's look into the deep importance of hobbies lesson guide. Hobbies provide a fulfilling, productive use of our time, and our core identities are often bound into the interest we choose to pursue when we are not working, sleeping, or spending time with loved ones. In this lesson, participants will learn more about the importance of hobby. Having a hobby that we enjoy brings us a joy and enriches our lives. It gives us something fun to do during our leisure time and affords us the opportunity to learn new skills. We are very fortunate to have so many different options out there today. In fact, there are entire websites devoted to hobbies and interests. The best way to cultivate a new hobby is to try something new. The world is full of wonderful, exciting activities that we can explore and adopt at our own. Of course, all of us are unique and therefore our interests and hobbies vary, but once we find a hobby that we truly enjoy and are passionate about, we become hooked. It becomes part of our lives and captivates us in a very personal way. There are many reasons why all of us should have at least one hobby, but there are main advantages. To make you more interesting, people who have hobbies have experiences and stories that have can share with others. They also have specialized knowledge that they can teach to anyone who also has an interest in the same topic as they do. To help to relieve stress by keeping you engaged in something you enjoy. Hobbies give you a way to take your mind off the stresses of everyday life. They let you relax and seek pleasure in activities that aren't associated with work, chores, or other responsibilities. Hobbies help you become more patient. In order to develop a new hobby, you have to learn how to do something that is a brand new to you. The odds are there will be a learning curve and you will need to be patient in order to build your skills. Having a hobby can help you a social life and create a bond with others. A hobby is something that you can frequently enjoy with other people, whether you join a club, play a league, or just gift others with the fruits of your labor. Your hobby is a great way to meet and get closer to you people who have the same interest as you do. It increases your confidence and self-esteem. The odds are that if you are really enjoying an activity, you are usually pretty good at it. Any activity that you can excel in an opportunity for you to build your confidence and develop pride in your accomplishments. Hobbies help reduce or eradicate boredom. They give you something to do when you find yourself with nothing to fill your time. They also give you an activity that you can look forward to and get excited about. It helps you develop a new skills. A hobby that you really dedicate your time to will lead you to build new skills. As you spend more time at your hobby, you will become better and better at it. It increases your knowledge. Along with building new skills, you will also gain new knowledge through development of your hobby. It enriches your life and gives you a different perspective on things. No matter what type of hobby you choose, you will definitely be exposed to new ideas. Hobbies help you grow in various ways, including exposing you to new options and to have ways to look at life. It challenges you. When you pick a new hobby, you will be involved in activities that are novel and challenging. If you don't find your hobby challenging, then you are also won't find it engaging and it will be less enjoyable. That means you need to find a better hobby. To help It helps prevent bad habits and wasting time. There is an old saying that idle hands are the devil's workshop. If you have good hobbies to fill up your free time, then you will be less likely to spend the time on wasteful or negative activities. How to find a hobby as an adult. Trying to figure out what you do during your days off or your evenings could be some tough stuff. It can feel a little chessy. Trying to find a hobby as an adult, especially when one doesn't include drinking or happy hours. When you don't know what to choose, all the options seem kind of lame. Knitting is for old ladies. Sports have never been your thing, and if you pick up something like biking or gaming, you will feel like a little kid. But having a hobby doesn't just have to be a time filler you do in a between friends hangouts and work. It can morph into a passion that gets you excited, helps you recover from a long day or get your mind working. It helps you boost the quality of your life, and that's why they are so important to have. But what if you are not particularly passionate about anything? Whether you start? Well, first of all, everyone has a passion. You just haven't discovered yours yet, probably, but don't worry, there are a lot of easy and painless ways to find out just what it is. Let's look into 7 steps on how to discover what you love to do and find your hobby as an adult. Get ready to feel fulfilled. Take it back to your childhood. If you don't know where to begin, think back to what you loved doing as a kid. Those were the times you were wild and free. You didn't do something unless you really like it. Chances are you still have a lot of those same core interests. Crafting blogger Sarah White at Lifehack suggests, are there things you enjoyed as a kid that you might still enjoy as an adult? Maybe you have had an awesome record collection, loudest suit clothes for your dolls, or were always out on your bike. Those are all things you could pick up again as an adult that would make you great hobbies. This doesn't mean you are about to go play hopscotch or creep everyone out in a sandbox. Instead, use it as a springboard to discover what you love doing. If it was a tree climbing, maybe you can try wall climbing. If it was running through the backwood of your house, try hiking. That's a starting point. Ideas on for size. If you are stumped with where to begin, throw yourself into options and see how you respond to them. Sometimes doing something as easy as walking around a craft or sports store can get you thinking. Blogging might recommend it. If something from your past doesn't immediately jump out at you, it might be useful to hit the craft store, the sporting goods store, emporium, or bookstore. Browse around and see what captures your attention. Maybe you find yourself drawn to the cookbooks or the scrapping book session. This can give you a clue as what you might be interested in. Sometimes you have physically seen an option to get yourself curious about it. So go do some recon work in the store aisles. Choose something that will make you forget about your day. If you are not into the idea of picking up a hobby just to occupy your downtime, try to think of something that makes you forget about the stresses and worries of your day. It should be something that helps you unwind and slip back into balance. If coaching or learning a language feels like it would be work, then that's not the hobby for you. When you find something that gives you a sense of me time and answer to your personality and interest, you will find something that's more than just an activity. It will help enhance your life. See if you have any past hobbies that you forgot about. Maybe you already had a hobby, just you completely forgot about it. Though it seems like a weird thing to do, something our hobbies might feel like a project and we don't realize they could become a running activity in our lives. If you think back to a few projects you started in the past but then swiftly forgot about, you might have your hobby. Notice what you love to buy as guilty pleasures. Is there a certain thing you just can't help but buy every time you are out shopping? The item might be holding the clue towards your new next hobby. According to craft blogger at Creative for Life, always checking out the latest fashion trends. Consider trying knitting or sewing. Do you love scented candles? Maybe you could make your own, or you all adored with the fine art. Try painting. Or you always stumbling through short story books. Try writing your own, or you always looking out for a chunky, infinite scarf. Why don't you just make one? Your recipes might just hold the answer you are looking for. See what you want to change about yourself. Some people might have a hard time doing idle work that serves no purpose other than being fun. You know that feeling when you are out at the movies or enjoying a long shopping trip and you think, I really should be doing X instead. If you are always on the move and trying to hit a goal or better yourself, make your hobby fit that criteria. Pick out one that will help you change for the better. Mark Manson's self-improvement blogger suggested asking yourself in your first question what is true about you today and would make your 8-year-old self cry, meaning what you stopped doing just because it stopped being lucrative or adult responsibility got in the way. Then go after it. Chances are it will give you a new sense of purpose. Think of the last thing that made you forget to eat. What was the last thing you did in your life that made the time completely fly by? When did you have one of those moments where you checked the clock and were shocked you missed lunch or dinner because you were so absorbed in your life work? Remember it and then go after it, of picking apart the core ideas of what made it so special for you and see if you can find them in a different activity. Manson explained, it wasn't until I gave up the game that I realized my passion wasn't for the game themselves. Although I do love them, my passion is for improvement. Being good at something and then trying to get better. Maybe before you eat something else, maybe it's organizing things efficiently or getting lost in a fancy world, or teaching somebody something or solving technical problems, whatever it is. Don't just look at the activities that keep you up all night, but look at the cognitive principle behind those activities that enthrall you, because you can easily be applied elsewhere. Look behind the reason why you love a certain interest and see if you can apply it to your hobby. It's a lot easier than it seemed. Finding something that makes you tick outside of work can seem like a giant task in and of itself, but it's worth it to find something that makes you feel creative and independently fulfilled. So try a few of these tips and see what happens. It may be easier to find out than you expect. 5 hobbies that can improve your health. Dancing, a fun form of exercise. Dancing has a whole range of health benefits, and it is an easy and accessible way to exercise for the most people. Think about it. You don't need a lot of equipment to dance, just your feet, some tunes, and preferably a friend or two. Dancing is gentle on the body. You can push yourself as hard you can want, or settle into your comfortable groove that is just right for you. And anyone can dance. Even if you are shy to cutting loose on the dance floor, pretty much everyone enjoys moving their body to music. Even if it is just within the comfort of their own home, there is no right or wrong way to dance. Just do whatever feels good to you. Dancing is a social activity. We know that keeping active socially is important for general well-being. Most importantly, dancing is fun. This is a pain-free, energizing workout. But how specifically does dancing keep us healthy? Firstly, dancing is an excellent cardio workout, and we know that cardio workouts help to improve cardiovascular health, increase stamina, and strengthen bones and muscles. A 2011 review that explained 94 studies involved 9,917 participants also found that dancing at least 3 times per week seems to improve balance in the elderly. This is important because the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention (DCD) report that every year 2.8 million older people are treated in the emergency department for fall injuries. Rates of unintentional fall deaths among adults are also become more common. The CDC says that between 2005 and 2014, unintentional death rates rose from 43,000 per 1 lakh people to 58,000 per 1 lakh people. So, if an activity as simple as dancing could help to avoid some of these unintentional falls, then why not boogie away? Gardening is good for brain. Gardening may initially seem like exercise, but studies have reported that wealth of unexpected health benefits associated with keeping your garden in order. Firstly, the small action of pulling weeds, planting and reaching for tools all contribute to a subtle form of aerobic exercise, which we know helps work muscle and boost strength, stamina and flexibility. Also, being outdoors is just good for you. A 2014 study published in the Journal of Public Library of Science found that gardening and regular exercise cycling reduce likelihood of vitamin D deficiencies in elderly people. Both gardening and DIY were also linked with reduction in the risk of heart attack and stroke of up to 30% in 2013 study conducted by Institute in Stockholm, Sweden. Writing, a wonder for wound healing. Surely sitting at desk with a laptop or a pen and paper cannot be good for a health. Prepare to be shocked. Writing has been linked to a number of mental and physical health benefits, including improving in memory, stress levels, and sleep, among other things. Several studies, for instance, have found that writing about their experiences help cancer patients to come to terms with their illness, helping the patient to withstand stresses and potentially contribute to improve physical outcomes. Overall, writing too is a great tool for self-expressions, and while journaling about trauma can be cathartic, there are also possible social benefits in writing for public audiences. Blogging, for instance, can help people to forge new relationships and build communities around their interest. Music is medicine. Playing and listening to music can also benefit both mental and physical health. In 2013, Medical News Today report on a first large-scale review of such research papers studying music influence on neurochemistry. The review suggests that music can boost the body's immune system, lower levels of stress and anxiety, and ease depression. Among patients avoiding surgery, listening to music was found to be more effective at decreasing anxiety than prescribing drugs. And listening to and playing music was linked to a lower level of stress hormone cortisol. To get some idea of how much excess music excites our brain, a 2011 study also compared the brain's response to music with its reaction to food and sex. As a pleasurable feeling derived from all three are driven by release of the neurotransmitter dopamine. Pets, good for the heart. Pets of all types can make a wonderful companion, and they can help us to healthier in many ways. According to the CDC, owning a pet may not only provide opportunities for exercise, outdooring activities and socializing, it can also decrease your blood pressure, cholesterol level, triglyceride, feeling of loneliness. If you are wondering how this translates into wider health benefit, it is worth bearing in mind that all of these factors can help to minimize the risk of having a heart attack. However, a 2013 study questions whether the association between pet ownership itself is directly linked to the lower risk of heart disease among pet owners that had been reported in previous studies. Pet ownership, particularly dog ownership, is probably associated with a decreased risk of heart disease, said study. It may be simply that Healthier people are the ones that make pets, not that having a pet actually leads to cost reduction in cardiovascular risk. If you have a regular hobby that you enjoy, why not spend some time thinking about how you might be able to apply your hobby related activities to improve your health? And if you are thinking of taking up a new hobby, then we hope this leader training guide have given you some ideas on how to be healthier while having fun. So choose your hobby and be happy. Bye bye.